Hello, my name is Adam Kaulis, and I'm speaking on the position of regulation is not the best way to ensure ethical behaviour in individuals and corporations.
My name is Polygal. Today we are going to discuss regulation is the best way to ensure ethical behavior in individuals and corporations. In my opinion, regulation is best way to ensure ethical behavior. What's regulation? Regulation defined as principle or rule with or without the coercive power of law, employed in controlling, directing, or managing an activity, organization, or system. It's a right way to run business. And while there are four aspects to show us the importance of system. The first one is guiding and binding. System relevant personnel do work, how to work, have some tips and guidance, but also clear related personnel should not to do, and would be contrary to what kind of punishment. Thus, the system of guiding and binding characteristics.
It is not feasible to regulate every ethical issue. New technology is being developed at an accelerating rate. This, alongside with society's changes in values and beliefs, new ethical issues and dilemmas are being created every day. It is simply not feasible to regulate every one of these issues. Regulating ethics will put a restriction on ethics and leave many ethical issues on the side. Regulations is not the best way to ensure ethical behaviors in corporations and individuals.
Second one is encouragement and incentive. Systems sometimes posted or hang at a job site, ready to spur and motivate staff discipline, studying hard and working hard.
You cannot regulate good ethics. Ethical people make morally good decisions because they are good. People make morally bad decisions because they are bad. As ancient theory suggests, our decisions are based on our principles and morals that have been inbuilt in us from our fundamental roots. Accompanying this is the normative theory of non-consequential of making decisions in a non-consequential manner. Is it right or is it wrong? The issues of bad corporate governance, such as the Lehman Brothers collapse, have occurred in the past because of the board of directors' greedy traits and selfish nature. However, no board of directors had any jail time despite the severity of their actions. They took the greatest opportunity cost of greed as the punishment was minuscule. You cannot regulate the greediness out of these people. They must learn how to be good and what is bad. What we need to do is create better ethical independence in corporations and individuals so that ethical issues can be targeted from their core values instead of just regulations.
The third one is normative and procedures. System to achieve sufficient scientific and standardized working procedure, job responsibilities and regulations. Management must play a major role. System must develop the relevant policies, law, decrees as a basis. The system itself must be programmed for the people's work and activities provide a basis for following. Right. Yeah.
Another issue is that regulations are expensive to employ and can be time consuming, which the government usually puts all those restraints on and costs to the businesses, which can become costly to firms. This creates barriers to entry where we can see the possible outcome of creating a monopoly company or an oligopoly of companies, which can then take control of the industry and do what's the best for them, leaving consumers and suppliers' best interests in the dark. An example of this is how the big supermarkets, Woolworths and Coles, having the buying power to purchase milk for next to nothing, leaving the milk industries at a crippled state. This could also lead to smaller companies cutting corners in order to compete with the larger companies. This in itself will lead to many new ethical issues being created.
Yeah, the fourth is different culture due to different behavior, especially for the overseas workers. For example, someone they came from another country and they stay in Australia. They working with individual corporation, and they don't know the culture in Australia. So if the corporation they list a rule as a regulation for the overseas workers, they would be can follow in the regulation in well. They can performance in well.
Regulating ethics forces individuals and companies to respond to ethical issues in their own self interest or to avoid punishment from regulations. This is the simplest form of moral development, where individuals look at opportunities costs for the core of the moral reasoning to make their ethical decisions. This demotes our moral independence, which also comes with our moral understanding and judgment. This moral development is most commonly found in children. As society, do we really need to be treated like children? How can individuals and corporations gain the moral independence if we are constantly told what to do and how to do it? Applying regulations to company influences this lowest form of moral reasoning instead of breaching into the level 2 and level 3 of moral development, where we start to see more core principles and conformity to society rituals. This is a reflection of moral independence defined by self-determined moral reasoning but not selfish cost-benefiting decisions. The application of regulations removes this highest form of moral development and reasoning to individuals and corporations.
So, in my opinion, if a company no regulation for banning employees, they may not attending to work, maybe running late for working, they drinking, eating, talking, whatever during the working time. Maybe they working off early, go home early, and lazy staff working no sense of time is not a strong operational capacity without certain rule and regulations. So in my opinion, the regulation is essential for one business running. It's whatever in individual or in corporation.
My opposition stance on guiding and binding that regulations help create a code of conduct for everyone to follow. This is a very modernistic approach to ethics that is specified by theory. In a postmodernistic view, theory is not any real evidence. A code of conduct may have worked for a company, however, every workforce is very unique in nature, and to apply the same code of conduct in other workplaces may not produce the same outcome. Regulations for incentive, for example, creating minimum wages for overtime hours are all extrinsic rewards, which is only a short-term motivator, as Hertzberg theory suggests. However, intrinsic rewards are those which are obtained by actual job satisfaction, which can present greater incentive and long-term motivation for individuals. This cannot be obtained by regulations.
Yeah, so all in all, no rule, no standard system within an organization will abide by the code of conduct. To ensure the activity, to ensure effective function of the organization, is reliable guarantee to achieve organization goals, but also to achieve a fair, just and open the necessary conditions. The key is to implement the system. The system is not well executed to no values. Some people within the organization to comply with the system. Some people don't comply with system, which means is a disorganized organization, which cannot have a good development. Yeah, so all of above what I said is in my opinion. Please vote in the regulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Regulations come at a great cost. Companies and individuals will have to then take the full brunt of these costs, which create barriers of entry leading to monopoly and oligopoly companies. Or companies may have to cut corners in order to remain competitive. This will lead to more ethical issues. And because the best ethics are created through self-ethical independence, regulations demote this highest form of ethics. So I'm pushing towards to vote against regulations. Thank you.